It's going to take guts to make the 200-mile trip from Liberty to Austin. Along the way are 5 rounds of grueling playoff softball. Lose, and you go home. Once you get there, another 2 until you're the last one standing. Will it be the Lady Panthers? Time to find out. Welcome to this Liberty Panther Sports Network live stream event. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood on play-by-play, producer Richard Ewing. It's game day with Liberty Panther softball. Let's get it. On Thursday, May 27th, the LHS Panther players, under the direction of junior Kennedy Mumfree, present Horton Foot's The Midnight Caller. Set in a boarding house on the coast of Texas, love and redemption sweep a young lady off her feet in this will she or won't she comedy. Joining the Panther players are special guests, LMS award winners Leighton Shellhammer and Kelsey Gillard. Tickets are $5 at the door.
Good afternoon, Panther Nation. Liberty Panthers Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood. I'm play-by-play producer Richard Ewing. Welcome to Game 3 of the Regional Championship Series between the Lake Belton Lady Broncos and your Liberty Lady Panthers. The Lady Panthers extending the series with a huge breakout offensive performance in Game 2 despite the weather delay that extended the game by half of a day. And we're getting ready to start Game 3 in about 15 minutes, or actually less than 15 minutes, probably about 12 minutes or so. And as we're going on here, have a little guest in the house with me, the Liberty Vindicators sports editor, Jerry Michalski. Welcome, Jerry.
Appreciate it, Joe. Thank you.
All right, Jerry, some thoughts as you've been following the Lady Panthers all season long. You do a great job for the Vindicator, and I love it when you come to my games too. What are you seeing so far out of the Lady Panthers?
Thursday night was very uncharacteristic of Liberty. 3 errors in the field. I thought the home plate umpire was squeezing Casey. I've never seen her walk 7 in one game. And then come back, and then last night carried over today was more Liberty Panthers softball.
Yeah, we were talking about this during the Thursday night game. It looked a lot like the first time that the Lady Panthers faced off against the Hargrave Lady Falcons. Wild, inconsistent strike zone. Casey was forced to throw pitches she didn't like, and she walked a lot in that game too. And then after that game, she came back on a tear. Now Casey West, over 900 strikeouts for her career. You've been covering this young lady since she was a freshman, going back to the state championship days. What do you expect that the Baylor Lady Bears are going to get with Casey?
I think Casey is going to be a top-notch D1 pitcher. I really do. I think she's going to succeed. I think she's going to go in there and make a quick impact. She's just a workhorse on the mound, and she will come right at you, but then she also knows how to work the corner, so very savvy, and I think she's going to do great things in Waco.
All right, Mr. Michalski, real quick, what are your keys for the game for the Lady Panthers in Game 3? What do they need to do to be successful?
I think Liberty needs to get off to a quick start, which they have in both games so far. Get out to a quick start, and of course it's going to all be in the circle also with Casey on the mound. We'll see what kind of strike zone this guy has, but if she's able to work the corners like she's accustomed to, it will be another long game for Lake Belton.
All right, before I let you go, Jerry, any other local area teams involved in any postseason activities right now? It's super late. A lot of schools are out now.
This is it. Liberty Lady Panthers is who we have now. I will say in Mont Bellevue we have the Barbers Hill Lady Eagles, who are going to be going to state in Class 5A, and then the boys will be in the regional finals next week.
Well, Jerry, that speaks to the level of softball in our neck of the woods. 5A doing it, and even in our district, if the Lady Panthers are able to win this game and get to the state tournament, that means that our district would have had a representative in the state tournament every year for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I believe it goes back to 2015 if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Joe, you hit it on the head. You've got Liberty and Barbers Hill, 25, 30 minutes apart, and they both might be in Austin next week, and I think they will be.
That's be a great problem to have. Thanks for coming on today, Jerry. We're really close. Both coaches at the plate with the umpires having the conference. The Lady Panthers are going to be the visiting team again, not going to switch dugouts, and we're going to be underway pretty quickly. Both teams were able to have an extended amount of time out of the sun, which is what they very much so needed. Going to have a change or two in the batting lineup for the Lady Panthers. The catcher, Holly Thomas, is going to move down 1 spot. Camden Chandler going to move up 1 spot. batting behind Michaela Berkland. The rest of the lineup will remain the same. And this crowd is super pumped up, super electric. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that the Lady Panthers are going to get this done. I don't want to speak ahead of myself. Ross told me not to hedge my bets. Oh, just saying, you told me not to hedge my bets on Game 3, but I'm gonna go full homer on this one, Ross Norwood. I'm wearing my Lady Panther gear, and I'm ready to get this done. Again, Game 3, best of 3 in the Regional Championship Series between the Lake Belton Lady Broncos and your Liberty Lady Panthers. The Lake Belton Lady Broncos winning Game 1 Thursday night, 3-2 in the 8th inning, and the Lady Panthers throughout the course of 2 days, it seems like, rain delay yesterday and then coming into today, winning 8-3, forcing the Game 3. Now the Lady Panthers being announced by the stadium announcer. Ross, tell us about that lineup.
Well, right now I'm waiting on the Lake Belton lineup, but real quick for Liberty, very similar to Game 2. Jalen Pritchard leading off. Macy Beam is hitting second in left field. Pritchard is at third base. Casey West is hitting third and pitching. Michaela Berkland is hitting fourth and center field.
Number 5, Madison Updike. Number 6, Trinity Collins.
All right, now they're calling out the Lady Broncos. Again, this is an electric atmosphere, and while they're finishing this up, we're going to take a real quick commercial break. When we come back from commercial break, it'll be just about game time. Again, Game 3, Regional Championship Series. We'll be right back.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late-inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, Panther Nation, Liberty Panthers Sports Network, Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood on play-by-play, producer Richard Ewing, Navasota, Texas, Game 3 Regional Championship Series. Both the Lady Broncos of Lake Belton and your Liberty Lady Panthers splitting the first 2 games. And this is do-or-die time for both teams, winner take all. The winner of this game, Game 3, will be headed to Austin next week for the state tournament. And the winner will be playing on Thursday. If they win on Thursday, that winner will be playing on Saturday for the whole kit and caboodle. This crowd here in Navasota is electric. Everyone coming out from Liberty, showing up, showing that Panther pride. And I said earlier, I'm just going to go ahead and stop pretending I'm a homer, Ross Norwood. I'm here for the Lady Panthers, and I expect to see good things. Senior Jalen Pritchard going to be leading off for the Lady Panthers, and she has been dazzling throughout the course of this season. And if history repeats itself, we should see the Lady Panthers get off to a hot start. Although, to give the Lady Broncos credit, Frederick did come in and cool them down just a little bit in the last couple of innings of Game 2.
Jerry talked about it in the pregame show, the importance of getting a quick start, and Jalen Pritchard is going to lead it off for the Lady Panthers to start Game 3. Schultz, of course, back in the circle.
Both teams looking for Mr. Momentum to come knocking on their door.
Pritchard, the left-handed batter in the box, wearing 2 white batting gloves. Looks at the first pitch. It is called a ball by the new home plate umpire.
This is a classic example of youth versus experience. A new umpire, the first base umpire moving down behind the plate, and the rest of the gentlemen rotating.
Pritchard swings and sends this pitch into left center field. It is against the wall. Pritchard pulls up at second base as the throw comes it back in. A leadoff double for Jalen Pritchard.
And she seems like clockwork from that leadoff spot. She has done a lot of damage from that position, Ross. Triples, doubles, singles, whatever the Coach Slack has asked of her, she has stepped up. Eastern Illinois is getting a good one from Liberty, Texas for next fall.
Macy Beam, the junior, comes in with Pritchard at second. Tries to do a little swinging bunt and sends it directly into the screen behind home plate.
Again, Frederick using that very interesting strategy. She is pushing way forward from that second base spot. All the infielders up in anticipation of what Beam is pretty well known for. However, a couple of the infielders coming up a little bit farther than we normally see.
Beam down in the count 0-1. Pops this one straight up. Coming out of the circle is Schultz. Staying at second. Not leaving the base is Jalen Pritchard.
Yeah, Beam ran herself out of the box and consequently got her bat head just a little bit too far underneath that ball. An easy play for the Lady Bronco defense. Pritchard smartly staying near the bag.
And I apologize, the Lake Belton coach doing a little gamemanship and not turning over the lineup until right at game time. And the first pitch to Casey West is a ball in and out of the glove of the catcher for Lake Belton.
Well, their coach, while the rest of his team lacks in experience, he does not, and he's trying to do the job of adding his experience to their youth.
Casey West looks at a strike at the knees from Schultz, the left-hander.
Yeah, that was just a little bit outside for Casey. She didn't really even cock on that one.
Schultz back on the rubber. The 1-1 pitch. West sends high on a line out to right field. The right fielder on to catch it. Tagging is Jalen Pritchard. Jalen Pritchard runs into the third baseman. Here comes the slide. She is out, and they want runners interference, fielder's interference, and they are going to call fielder's interference. The third base umpire is going to call fielder's interference.
Yeah, they're going to take Jalen back down to third. That was a pretty large collision there. I know Coach Slack, she wants to run to count, and that's just not going to happen.
And
they're going to talk about it.
That ball had gotten far enough away and got over to the fence in foul territory.
So I'm going to make some changes on screen here, but I'm not going to do any outs or any kind of run until they decide what's going on here. That was a nice ball by Casey. And they're going to give her the run, Ross. So now the Lake Belton coach, he's coming out. He wants to know what's going on here. So the umpires are going to come back into conference with him to explain that call. And there was enough of a collision there that it caused her to have to hesitate. Had that collision not occurred, she would have easily been able to cross the plate, and that's what the recourse is right now.
Yeah, the third baseman, DeLeon, was very slow, almost standing right there in the line of Jalen Pritchard, preventing her from moving on without a collision.
And if this coach is not careful, he's going to get himself in some trouble here. He's not happy with the third base umpire, and he's stepping into his personal space right now.
Let's go!
Not having any of it. And he's going to exchange some words there and then make his way back. If he continues to talk, he may get himself tossed from this contest.
Well, the third base umpire heard him say something, as he was walking away. And because of the importance of this game, he wants the third base umpires and the umpires in general want to do everything they can to not eject a coach.
There's no doubt about that. This team of Lake Belton full of freshmen and sophomores, and they need their experienced coach to stay in the contest.
Michaela Berkman comes up with 2 outs and nobody on, looking at a ball low. No RBI on the error, an E9. And a 1-0 Liberty lead. Berkman serves this one out to right field. It is going to be a foul ball, falling just to the right of the foul line and into foul territory. Hard for us to see from this vantage point exactly, so I had to stand up there for the delay.
That just skimmed a little bit to the outside. That would have been a great placement had it stayed fair. It was right in there over the first baseman's head and far enough away from the right fielder Lux that she couldn't make a play on that.
A ball and a strike to Berkman. And she looks at this pitch, a strike, delayed strike called by the home plate umpire, something we'll have to watch as this game goes on.
So important that the Lady Panthers were able to get that run. Have a feeling that runs are going to be at a premium perhaps in this game 3.
The 1-2 pitch for Berkman outside.
Well, she had to step almost all the way across the plate to avoid falling down. Senior leadership right here. Michaela Berkman, the center fielder, heading to Nacogdoches to play for the Lady Jacks.
The 2-2 pitch, swung and missed on a rise ball from Schultz. And that will do it for the Lady Panthers in the first. They pick up a run on a hit. Middle of the first inning, Liberty leads 1-0.
Established in 2007, the Liberty ISD Education Foundation is an independent, nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to enhance the educational experiences of Liberty Public Schools by fostering community support above and beyond what is provided by the district's normal operating budget. The board of directors consists of residents, retired educators, and business people whose commitment to public education in Liberty is strong and in the best interest of every child in the school system. The mission of the Liberty ISD Education Foundation is to help Liberty ISD enrich, maintain, and expand programs needed to ensure that each student reaches his or her full potential. The Liberty ISD Education Foundation believes that investing in our students today will return excellent leadership tomorrow.
Welcome back, Panther Nation. Liberty Panthers Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood on play-by-play. Producer Richard Ewing in the hot seat for this pivotal Game 3. A must-win game for both teams. It's win or go home time now. Moving into the bottom of the first inning, the Lady Panthers doing some damage in the top of the first, scoring a run on a on a third baseman interference, and that's going to be scored as an error, run on an error. But however they get the runs, that's all they need is runs. Now the Lady Panthers taking the field defensively. Up first for the Lady Broncos, number 4, Autumn Holman.
Holman, a left-handed batter. Stands at the back of the batter's box, has her white and red shoe on the back line, and is showing bunt, and bunts it sharply into the wall. I guess you can call that a wall. Short brick, about knee-high brick wall behind home plate.
We'll call that wall adjacent.
Casey West with the 0-1 pitch, and it's going to miss outside.
Well, Ross, we saw some hitting apathy from the Lady Broncos in the winning innings of game number 2, and I'm wondering if we're going to see some more aggressiveness from the batters in this game 3. They were trying to extend West's pitch count, and now let's see if they're going to be a little more adamant about taking swings.
Ball and a strike to the leadoff hitter for Lake Belton, Holman. She starts to run towards first, but holds that back. Good job by Holman, not breaking the plane with the bat. And she finds herself in a hitter's count at 2 balls and a strike. This one she swings and slaps into the screen behind home plate. The screen, pretty tall, Joe.
Yeah, they don't have the headache rack above us, though.
No, you might have wanted to bring that pink plastic sombrero from earlier this year. And a swing and a miss as Holly Thomas fires the ball down to Pritchard, who throws it around the horn, and a first strikeout for Casey West.
That's a great way to set the tone defensively for the Lady Panthers. Casey West getting that opening stanza strikeout. That's going to give a level of comfort to the rest of the defenders for the Lady Panthers.
West had 11 strikeouts in game 1 and 11 strikeouts in game 2. Actually, it was 10 strikeouts in game 1, excuse me, as that pitch to Shelby Schultz, her counterpart in the circle, takes ball 1 low. Schultz, a left-handed batter.
And she's a natural left-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. She's forward in the box, not in the back like a slap lefty would be.
That pitch called a strike on the outside corner. And she too fouls this one into the screen, this time a little higher in the screen, and a ball and 2 strikes. Defensively for the Panthers, Beam in left, Berkland in center, Slack in right. Pritchard at third, Evans shortstop, Bishop and Williamson round out the infield. And strike 3 looking, and Schultz is set down.
That was a great location from West. Got Schultz looking on that one. And this Lady Panther defense is pumped up, led by that hard-charging freshman behind the plate, Holly Thomas.
Both catchers get excited, which is good to see. And the first pitch from Casey West is a strike.
Ross, so far
Outside.
the difference between games 1 and 2 and 3 right now has been that edge for Casey West.
The 0-1 from West is going to be a little high. It appears early on that this zone by the plate umpire.
Yeah, that was the jelly leg pitch right there. A little high for the umpire.
1-1. Holly Thomas turns back to see where they needed to put that pitch. Bishop ranges to her left. Picks up the ball, throws the first for the out at a 1-2-3 inning for Lake Belton. We move to the second, 1-0 Liberty.
We are excited to honor the class of 2021. There are no restrictions on the number of guests that can attend, but please be mindful and practice social distancing. If you cannot attend, please join us on the LHS-AV live stream link found on the Liberty High School website. Let's celebrate these graduates and go Panthers!
Welcome back, Panther Nation. Liberty Panthers Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood on play-by-play. Producer Richard Ewing. Second inning of Game 3 of this must-win game, the Regional Championship Series. The Lady Panthers striking first in the top of the first. And 1-2-3 inning for Casey West in the bottom of the first inning. Ross?
It'll be Camden Chandler leading it off for the Lady Panthers. Chandler, a very nice Game 2. She was 3 for 4 with an RBI. She's going to move up in the order 1 place from Game 2. Batting 5th for the Lady Panthers. Chandler also came on in the 7th inning.
Yeah, Camden Chandler has had a really good series so far. Started off at the plate and then, most importantly, able to come in and get 3 huge outs in the bottom of the 7th inning of Game 2 that allowed Casey West to get out of the sun early, to get back there, start getting her mind right for a Game 3. Camden Chandler making a name for herself in this particular series. Exciting to see the freshman get it going.
Both coaches talking to the home plate umpire in between innings. Lake Belton's coach really lobbying the home plate umpire. The first base umpire walked in and talked to both coaches. And the first pitch to Chandler is a strike. She comes up empty on the swing on a pitch that was moving away from her, the left-handed batter Chandler. All white shoes for Chandler, charcoal pants and top with black lettering, and Chandler pops the 0-1 pitch into left field. The left fielder, Hoffman, comes in to catch that one in shallow left for the first out of the second inning.
Yeah, just a slicing shot by Chandler. Really high, easy play for the left fielder.
Holly Thomas, the catcher, comes in. She was 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored in game 2.
Yeah, as good as Holly Thomas has been defensively, struggling a little bit in this series offensively.
And the first pitch to Thomas, almost the same jelly leg pitch that Casey West wanted, is called a ball.
And this one was a little outside that time.
.1-0 pitch to Thomas, misses away and low. It's Hoffman, Hallman, and Lux in the outfield for Lake Belton. Left, center, and right. Around the infield at third is DeLeon. Schultz at short, Frederick at second, and the 2-0 pitch fouled by Thomas high into the screen. Short of the on-deck circle. Where Kylie Bishop is waiting. 1 away in the top of the second inning. And she hits this one hard in the gap, and it is against the wall. Holly Thomas rounds first base and into second base as the ball comes in on the infield in a 1-out double by the freshman catcher.
Holly Thomas has been waiting on that pitch this entire series, and Schultz just served her up a meatball, and she put it on top of the spaghetti out in the left center field, Ross. That's going to get her going.
With 1 away, Kylie Bishop comes to the plate. Bishop 1 for 4 in game 1 as she fouls this one into the screen. A scorcher today, Joe, only getting worse.
Yeah, the heat is causing us to do some interesting things with our equipment here. It's getting a little warm on the table.
The 0-1 pitch, a strike to Chandler just above the kneecap.
Yeah, apologize for any feedback that the listeners may be experiencing. Trying to have to move our equipment around just a little bit to get it right out of the sun. We're in a position where we can't really put up a canopy.
The 0-2 pitch to Chandler, and she lines it to first base coach Joe Slack.
That's right, Joe Slack with the bear paws out there, taking that like a champion first baseman. I'm going to the ER checking for a broken hand if that's me.
Smile on his face as he is wearing a black shirt with the Liberty Panther logo, and that one almost got him in the logo. And the 0-2 pitch.
I'm convinced he's superhuman, Ross.
To Bishop is high, have 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He may be one of the Liberty County Avengers. I don't know.
That was going right for his chest, and he put his hands out and got it. The 1-2 pitch to Bishop is swung on and missed. A strikeout, the first of the game 3 for Schultz.
We got Reese Evans coming up now. Reese has been pretty lights out defensively for the Lady Panthers. She's been able to push around a few runners, hasn't gotten on base too much in this series. In fact, I don't know if she's been on base yet. Has she?
She had a hit and a run scored in game 2.
Okay, that's right, game 2. You're right. At any rate, I know she wants to get going offensively. She's one of those other good, young, talented Lady Panthers. looking forward into the future. She'll be a key component for what they're going to do next year and the year after.
Reese Evans has a 1-0 count, and she swings and fouls this ball into the screen. Evens the count at 1. Holly Thomas doubled with 1 out. She's at second. Bailey Slack on deck would hit next if Reese Evans reaches. Joe questioning my choice of clothing today.
I question your choice of clothing every day.
A solid black shirt, and that sun's really reflecting off of it.
Oh, what a pretty hit, and that's probably going to score.
And Reese Evans is able to serve that one out into left center field. And coming around to score, Holly Thomas. Evans had gone a little too far off of first base, but was able to get back in.
Reese Evans with a perfect placed hit right there, right over the shortstop, got into the gap, and Holly Thomas able to score from second base. And again, both those particular players needing to get going offensively and doing it in spades right now when it matters the most.
The first pitch to Bailey Slack is high. Reese Evans at first. She singled in Holly Thomas, who doubled with 1 out. In the second inning, a run in for Liberty, and Bailey Slack, the freshman, in right field. Left-handed batter stands back in the box, has the bat around her helmet and bounces this one to the shortstop, Schultz. And Schultz with a laser to first, just kidding. Bailey Slack, and that'll do it for Liberty in the second. They pick up a run on 2 hits. On to the middle of the second.
It's going to take guts to make the 200-mile trip from Liberty to Austin. Along the way are 5 rounds of grueling playoff softball. Lose, and you go home. Once you get there, another 2 until you're the last one standing. Will it be the Lady Panthers? Time to find out.
Welcome back, Panther Nation. Liberty Panthers Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood on play-by-play, producer Richard Ewing, and we're here for a hot one. Game number 3, Regional Championship Series. Your Liberty Lady Panthers with the early 2-0 lead heading into the bottom of the second inning, scoring a single in the first inning and scoring a single in the top of the second inning. Casey West heading back into the pitcher's circle for the bottom of the second. Up for the Lady Broncos is number, who is this, Ross?
It's going to be Madison Lux.
There you go, Madison Lux, the right fielder. Had some nice plays in game 2 out in right field. This crowd is just getting into it. Nice momentum for the Lady Panthers.
Broncos, the right fielder, number 12, Madison Lux.
I will say most everyone has moved out of the sunlight seeking some shelter. It is not cool here, to say the least.
Well, I'll go ahead and take the blame for where we are today, as the first pitch by Lux is sent fouling out of play towards the baseball field, where there's a playoff game being played, a regional semifinal. They're a week behind the softball girls, but both our producer and Joe wanted to sit up in the stand under this nice canopy, and I said, no, let's sit right here, right in the sun. It wasn't in the sun. The 0-1 pitch bounced in by Casey West. Almost said Casey Evans again.
Don't do that. See, don't even mention that you almost said that. Now you're going to get me to say it. Holly Thomas doing a great job smothering that pitch.
1-1. And that pitch misses outside.
Woo! And Casey West, when she gets amped up in the pitcher's circle, she is very, very good.
2 balls and a strike to Lux, the right fielder. Another foul ball off the screen. Karams back to Casey West, who had come out of the circle.
If you have never had a chance to see Casey West pitch live and in person, you have missed out.
The 2-2 pitch is a ball outside.
Well, you can hear the displeasure from the crowd. They were really looking for that. Again, we're about a 90-degree angle from the plate. Not sure where exactly that was located. It was close.
Full count to Lux. Herrera on deck. Lux sends a bouncer to Reese Evans, who trips as she throws it to first, and it is out of play. Lux will get second base.
Yeah, she'll take first base on the hit, and she'll take the second on the error, the throwing error by the shortstop. I think when she was reaching back for that, it slipped out of her hand. Hopefully I scored that right. You're the official score, so.
Yeah, it'll be a single and an E6.
And one of the things the Lady Panthers
want
to avoid.
No, it won't. It will not be a single. It will just be an E6.
Just an E6, okay.
Herrera comes up with a runner in scoring position and is called for a strike.
Well, she was there before the throw, but you're the official guy. I don't know.
Herrera sends a bouncer back to Evans, who throws high to first, bringing Williamson off the bag, moving to third. Is Lux.
And they're going to come in and talk to Evans. That's 2 in a row. She's really pulled back and tried to fire 2 speedsters getting down to first, and she's put a little extra mustard on that.
Throw high, pulling Williamson off the bag. Runners at first and third. Nobody out in the bottom of the second inning. Liberty has a 2-0 lead. Angie DeLeon.
DeLeon, yep.
DeLeon is at third base, and she stands in. Runners at the corners and nobody out. Joe's bunt pulls back on the bunt. And going into second, Herrera. And smart by catcher Holly Thomas not to throw down.
Yeah, they were
Herrera
trying to get her to go and perhaps pick off the third.
Will not be a stolen base for Herrera. Catcher's indifference. Defensive indifference, actually. The 1-0 pitch is swung on hard by DeLeon, and she comes up empty. She has 2 runners in scoring position. Nobody out. Both runners have reached on an error, errors.
Well,
and DeLeon is down
looking on that
looking.
one. Apologize for that scoreboard nonsense. The umpire wasn't making his calls super clear, and I wasn't sure where they were with the count.
I saw the fist go up, and I thought there's 2 strikes. Zakara Frederick, the second baseman, is in with 1 away. Runners at second and third, and she sends the first pitch. It's a fair ball off Casey West's glove. And Holly Thomas cannot come up with it. 1 run is in. 2 runs in on the throw down to second.
Well, Mr. Norwood, what we just had there rhymes with nonsense. That was again another cautionary tale about trying to do too much. And the Lady Panthers got caught on that one, giving up 2 runs on a couple of errant throws that just really shouldn't have been. And the Lake Belton Lady Broncos making them pay for it.
It is a tie game now. These runs are unearned.
Yeah, Coach Slack out in the center circle voicing her displeasure at what she just witnessed.
Take it out, girls. Here we go.
Casey West almost came up with that when the runner at third.
Yeah, she almost had that in
to go
her
back to
glove.
third, but then it was bobbled, and it's just a really a hard thing to explain. But Zakara on second, a single. And a foul ball.
Well, I'll walk you through the sequence, Ross. It was a shallow pop. Casey West came over to the first base line, wasn't able to make the play. It hit off of her glove and ruled fair. Reagan Williamson came down and tried to toss the ball to Holly Thomas, who wasn't able to come up with it. One runner scored there. They threw down to second to get Zakara, didn't get her, and then the runner on third scored.
The 0-1 pitch fouled off by Jensen.
So now the Lady Panthers just need to get back under control. It's back the way it was, 0-0.
Only one out, bottom of the second inning, and this must-win game 3 for both teams. And this ball is skied high and into foul territory. Catcher Holly Thomas loses it in the sun.
Yeah, Holly Thomas tried to make a play on that, and she got a little too far. The wind, not a factor right now.
That'll be scored an error, even though it was a foul ball. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 out. And this ball is slowly rolled. Pritchard comes in charging, bare hands it, throws to first. It gets past Williamson. Coming in to score is Frederick. The throw hitting Hoffman.
Well, Ross, I really can't believe what I'm watching right now. I have not seen a sequence from the Lady Panther defense like this all season long. And we've gotten multiple throwing errors and multiple questionable decisions that have been made. And again, you think that the Lady Panthers are a bunch older because they do have some juniors and seniors on the team, but the Lady Panthers have some freshmen too. And hopefully the Lady Panthers are going to be able to use some of this and learn from it and pull back, now trailing in the bottom of the second, 3-2.
3 runs in, and the momentum swinging into the direction of Lake Belton. There have been 3 errors and only 1 hit.
Left fielder, number 16, Haley Hoffman.
All right, Hoffman.
Actually, excuse me, there have been 4 errors.
4 errors, yeah. Haley Hoffman, the center fielder, now in the batter's box for Lake Belton. And the Lady Panthers just need to get out of this inning.
Only 1 out.
Turning into quicksand for them. What was once a quiet dugout for the Lady Broncos has turned into a joyous occasion over there now for them.
The first pitch to Hoffman is low for a ball. In an inning that's hard to describe, Joe.
Well, there are words to describe it. I'm choosing to not use those particular words.
Haley Hoffman swings and misses to even the count at 1. Only 1 out. 3 runs in this bottom of the second inning. And a strike on the outside corner.
The Lady Panthers are going to have to really lean on Casey West right now to get them out of this inning so they can get back in the dugout and regroup.
Swing and a miss and a strikeout. The 3rd strikeout for Casey West.
Now batting the center fielder, number 4.
Now back up to the top of the order for the Lady Broncos. Striking out in her first plate appearance in the first inning, Autumn Holman.
Holman in center field, the left-handed batter. Shows bunt, puts one down. Jalen Pritchett throws it. It is past Williamson. And going to third is Hannah Jensen, and into second is Autumn Holman, and the Lady Panthers.
And that's error number 5 for the Lady Panthers in this half inning. Another throwing error from third base, throwing it wide. Williamson not able to come up with it.
Joe, one thing to look for with the Panthers' defensive struggles is I would not be surprised to see a lot of balls being thrown or attempted to be bunted.
Yeah, right now it seems like the Lady Broncos have picked up on something and they are attacking that particular spot.
Second and third, 2 outs. Shelby Schultz in the bottom of the second, the inning that will never end, and Schultz fouls the first pitch out of play.
Yep, this bottom half of the inning seems to have gone on forever. The momentum has indeed shifted to the Lady Broncos.
The 0-1 pitch. Slashed foul into the third base dugout. No balls and 2 strikes. Casey West trying to get out of an inning. As this pitch misses outside. Not really a ball that was hit out of the infield.
No, nothing super difficult to handle.
The 1-2 pitch misses outside.
I think most of these have been throwing errors.
1 hit in the inning, but 3 runs in, and the Lady Broncos from Lake Belton have runners in scoring position at second and third. This ball is sent foul and slicing.
Yeah, this Lady Bronco team like an itch that just won't go away. They're continuing to battle here.
Casey West having to expend a lot of energy in the circle in this inning while her counterpart Shelby Schultz is in the dugout. Another one sliced foul over the fence and over by the batting cages down the third baseline. Left-handed batter.
Sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets. Millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees high school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. Texas high school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
We are excited to honor the class of 2021. There are no restrictions on the number of guests that can attend, but please be mindful and practice social distancing. If you cannot attend, please join us on the LHS-AV live stream link found on the Liberty High School website. Let's celebrate these graduates and go Panthers!
Welcome back, Panther Nation. Liberty Panthers Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood on play-by-play. Producer Richard Ewing. Going into the bottom of the third inning, the Lady Broncos of Lake Belton leading your Liberty Lady Panthers 4-2. The story so far has been the bottom of the second inning, where the Lady Panthers gave up 4 runs on a hit and 6 errors, which is something that we haven't seen maybe ever in a game by this defense. And now the question is, can the Lady Panthers shake that off and get going? They had a little bit of a letdown moving into the top part of the third inning offensively, and they don't have a bunch of time, still early in the game, but going to have to get going. Most importantly, they need a big defensive game, or big defensive half inning here, Ross. Up for the Lady Broncos, number 12, Madison Lux, the right fielder. Lefty in front of the box, slap hitter. Actually, not a slap hitter, a natural left-handed hitter, taking a big cut at that, strike 1.
Lux, Herrera, and DeLeon due up in the third. 0-1 pitch misses outside for a ball.
Again, if you're just joining us, Lady Panthers trailing 2-4.
1-1 pitch on the way, and it's going to miss just below the knees. 2 balls and a strike to Lux.
Experiencing some technical difficulties there because of the heat. Some of our equipment not enjoying this Texas pre-summer.
2-1 pitch misses. 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. A full count to Lux. Lux sends this one on a line into left field. It's out of the glove of Macy Beam. Backing up Beam. As that ball went in front of her is Reese Evans, gets the ball in the infield, holding Lux at first. An error on the left fielder.
Well, when it rains, it pours, Ross. And right now, the skies don't look like they're going to be gentle to us in the diamond.
Herrera reached on an error in the second, and she swings, sends this ball past. No! Kylie Bishop gets it, rolls the ball to Reese Evans at second for the out.
And that was a big league stop right there. Kylie Bishop ranging to her right, stretching out, gloving that ball, and then rolling it to Reese Evans, who gets the force out at second. Those are the kind of plays that can switch momentum and get your team around quick, fast, and in a hurry, Ross.
Kylie Bishop getting her breath after that play. Herrera reaching on the fielder's choice.
Number 15, Angie DeLeon.
And Angie DeLeon, that ball was hit sharply on the ground. A good job by Bishop. A bunt, this one coming back to Casey West, who picks it up, throws to first. Going to second is Herrera. 2 away.
Now batting the second baseman, number 8,
Ross, I don't think I've held the computer as gentle and lovingly as I've held my children. I'm trying to keep it out of the sun right now. That sun's, it's havoc right now.
Zakara Fredericks singled in the second inning, the only hit in the second inning. Matter of fact, the only hit Casey West has given up today in game 3.
Little foul cut right off the handle of the bat.
Glad I put the sunscreen on the way up here. The 0-1 pitch misses low. Herrera dancing off second base. West ready with the 1-1. Zakara sends this one back to the shortstop. 3-7s on the pop out. And that'll do it. An error. One left. We head to the fourth. Liberty trails Lake Belton 4-2.
Coming to you this summer, the Liberty Athletics Department will host multiple sports camps focusing on skill development, as well as a summer-long power camp that will focus on general strength and conditioning. For more information, contact Athletic Director Chad Taylor, rctaylor@libertyisd.net, or Karen Slack, KE Slack@libertyisd.net. Bigger, stronger, faster, better. Go Panthers!
Welcome back, Panther Nation. Liberty Panthers Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood. I'm play-by-play producer Richard Ewing. Navasota, Texas, Lady Rattler Field. We're here in Game 3 of the Winter Go Home Regional Championship Series. Both teams splitting the first 2 games. Lake Belton taking Game 1 Thursday. Your Lady Panthers concluding their Friday game today and winning that one. And now Lake Belton and Liberty embattled in a fairly close contest. 4-2, Lake Belton leading as we're moving into the top of the 4th inning. And the Lady Panthers looking to get something going, starting with the big bat of center fielder Michaela Berkland.
Just sending a reminder to stay off of the dugouts.
It is important, Joe, that the Lady Panthers approach this. They're down 2 runs, but not to try to get them, make them up with one swing.
That's right. Don't want to press here. Just steady, nice and easy.
Schultz with a very economical 3rd inning. Not spending much time in the circle. And the first pitch to Schultz is a strike. Catches the outside corner to Berkland above the knees. A run in the first and second for Liberty, then 4 runs in the second for Lake Belton. That's where we are right now. Michaela Berkland looking at a pitch up above the letters.
Well, Ross, the wind is totally dead right now. The flag hanging down, and that is just, it is hot. I've said it a couple times. I'm a fat guy. This heat's not for me, Ross.
Berkland swings, sends this one out to the right field. The right fielder ranging over to the line and catching it for the first out of the inning.
Now stepping up to the plate, the shortstop, number 4, Camden.
Yeah, the Lady Panthers have tried to make a living going down the right field line. That time Lux able to make the play.
Camden Chandler flew out to left field in her first at bat. That was in the second inning. And she takes a hearty cut but comes up empty. The 0-1 pitch to Chandler. A breaking pitch that Chandler just gets a piece of. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Chandler, who's really come alive in this series, trying to do something to get the Lady Panthers going again offensively. Looked pretty sharp the first couple of innings, and then after that defensive bottom of the second, looking really flat. Now,
1 out. Top of the 4th inning. Lake Belton a 4-2 lead. Chandler swings and fouls a pitch that was got a swing at on 0-2. Gets a piece of it.
That was a nice cut by Chandler to stay alive, battling. Don't want to give away any free outs here. Don't want to get caught looking. Again, middle of the contest. Still some time left, but it'd be nice to get a run or 2 or 3 or 10.
The 0-2 pick. Bounce to Herrera at third, goes down to a knee, picks it up, throws the first for the out, and Chandler is retired.
Now batting the catcher, number 6, Holly Thomas.
Holly Thomas comes to the plate. She doubled in her first at bat, came around to score the second Liberty run. Nobody on, 2 away. Kylie Bishop on deck would hit next. First pitch is high, inside to Thomas, who lays off.
Yeah, Thomas had a really nice at-bat last time to break out of a hitting slump for the series. Sharp ball into the left center gap.
Starts a swing and fouls it.
Little check foul right there from Thomas.
If you're just joining us, Liberty scored a run in each of the first 2 innings. Lake Belton scored 4 in a second inning that saw 6 errors. Schultz been in control as Holly Thomas sends this one sharply foul and out of play. Down the right field line. After giving up the RBI single to Reese Evans, Schultz has retired her last 6 batters. The 1-2 pitch. Outside and appeal down to first. The first base umpire puts his palms down, says Holly did not go. Schultz, the pitcher, on this very sunny day, wearing sunglasses under her protective mask. Two balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning, Liberty trails 4-2. Swing and a miss at a rise ball, and that'll do it for Liberty in the 4th. Middle of the 4th inning, Liberty trails 4-2.
It's going to take guts to make the 200-mile trip from Liberty to Austin. Along the way are 5 rounds of grueling playoff softball. Lose, and you go home. Once you get there, another 2 until you're the last one standing. Will it be the Lady Panthers? Time to find out.
Welcome back, Panther Nation. Liberty Panther Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood on play-by-play. Producer Richard Ewing. Going into the bottom of the 4th inning, the Lady Panthers trailing 2-4. Not able to get anything going in the top half of the inning. The Lady Broncos coming up to bat and looking to carry on the momentum they picked up here in Navasota, Texas, Lady Rattler Field. This is Game 3, the win-or-go-home game in this regional championship series. Again, Lake Belton winning Game 1, 3-2 in 8 innings on Thursday. Lady Panthers rebounding with a Game 2 win that started on Friday and ended early this afternoon to force the game 3 that we're in right now, Ross.
Holly Thomas throws down the Reese-Evans at second, and we're just about ready to go as the ball makes its way around the infield.
Forward to the Lady Broncos, the first baseman, number 17,
Hannah Jensen reached on an error in the second inning. She came around to score. The 4th run in the inning to score in that bottom of the second. And the first pitch is looked at for a ball low. Errors are the story of the game, 7 of them for the Lady Panthers. As this pitch gets in on Jensen, who started to swing and hits it into the screen off the handle of the bat. The 1-1 pitch popped up. Reagan Williamson calling off Kylie Bishop. Kylie runs into Reagan. That will allow the ball to drop.
Yeah, Reagan was calling that early, and Bishop did not hear her.
Now batting the left fielder,
The
number 16,
latest error to occur for the Lady Panthers, going to allow Jensen to safely reach first.
Nobody out. Bottom of the 4th inning, Haley Hoffman struck out in her first at bat. She shows bunt, bunts it foul, just behind the plate. And it rolls out.
Ross, it's got to be super frustrating for the Lady Panthers to play so well, and then the proverbial wheels seem to be falling off defensively for a team that has been known for their defense.
8 errors in the game through 3 innings now. This one fouled into the screen. No balls and 2 strikes to Hoffman. Sometimes, Joe, soft contact can cause real problems defensively.
And that's exactly what it's doing today, soft contact.
Hoffman swings over the top of the 0-2 pitch, and she is set down. 4th strikeout for Casey West.
Pitcher Casey West doing her best to put the Lady Panthers in great positions defensively. And right now, not coming through on the other side for her.
Autumn Hallman has struck out and reached on an error. And she's swinging and sending it foul down the 3rd baseline. Rattles around in about the only shade on the field down the left field line. One away, an error has Hannah Jensen at first base. Haley Hoffman struck out for the first out of the bottom of the 4th inning. Liberty trails Lake Belton 4-2. An 0-1 count to the leadoff hitter, Autumn Hallman. And she is showing bunt and can't pull it back, and that's a strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Lake Belton's center fielder. Staying alive, fouling this pitch out.
Yeah, Holman's just trying to throw a bat on there, get it into play to get the runner moving down first. Exploding out of the batter's box.
Pritchard and Williamson playing just in front of their respective bags. Another foul ball as this one's tipped off the bat, straight back. No balls and 2 strikes, 1 away. Bottom of the 4th inning, Liberty trails Lake Belton 4-2. Casey West backs off the rubber as Autumn Holman steps out. Holman, the left-handed batter, bounces this one off of Reese Evans, who gets it in her glove, and in a glove toss to Kylie Bishop at second. And
that was a really nice recovery. She was dangerously close to getting an error called on her. She recovered, and that was a really nice glove toss.
Holman replaces Jensen, 2 away in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the pitcher, Shelby Schultz, comes in, struck out and reached on an error. Runner is going to second as Schultz fouls this one back into the screen.
Looks like they had the hit and run on there, Ross.
.6-4 put out. Hallman makes it back to first base. The 0-1 count, Hallman going again. Holly Thomas throws down to second. Reese Evans. Good throw by Holly Thomas, but not in time to get Autumn Hallman. And a stolen base. Shelby Schultz has a 1-1 count with the runner in scoring position now. Bottom of the 4th inning, Lake Belton threatening. They already lead the game 4-2. And Casey West delivers the 1-1 pitch, and it's fouled off the tip of the bat. End of the bat, not the tip of the bat.
Well, you know, it's got a tip too.
It'd be the tip of the handle.
Tip of the handle.
I don't know, the heat is playing tricks. That one power bar I had and 5-hour energy before game 2 is wearing off fast. This ball served out into left field. Macy Bean puts up her glove, moving towards the left field line and catches it, and that'll do it for Lake Belton. No hits, no runs, an error. We go to the 5th. Liberty Trail.
All of us love sports, but not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets, millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees high school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. Texas high school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome back, Panther Nation. Liberty Panthers Sports Network, Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, producer Richard Ewing. Now in the top of the 5th inning, your Liberty Lady Panthers trailing 2-4 in this Game 3, this pivotal Game 3. The winner of this game heading on to Austin next week to participate in the Final Four of the state tournament. Uncle Momentum has changed hands multiple times in this series, Ross, and right now he seems to be in the Lake Belton dugout, and if there's going to be a time for the Lady Panthers to invite him back to their side, now seems to be the time.
Bottom of the order due up for Liberty, Bishop, Evans, and Slack in the 5th inning. Time running out for Liberty, trailing 4-2. The first pitch to Bishop is high for a ball. 7 consecutive batters retired by Shelby Schultz.
It seemed as though the Lady Panthers had picked her up, and now, as of late, not much doing.
Kylie Bishop serves this on a line to the shortstop Schultz.
And that was going to be just a check swing, and she pulled around too far and just poked that right to the shortstop. Easy play for Schultz, the shortstop.
One away.
Reese Evans coming up to bat now. Reese had a really great at bat last time she was at the plate.
She has 1 of 3 Liberty hits, and she looks at a pitch away. She drove in the second Liberty run. 4-2 right now, Lake Belton. Evans runs down to first. That ball in and out of the glove of the catcher. But it was a strike. Bakura looking at her glove, then no harm there with that ball getting by her. But if Liberty's able to put people on base, that's not what you want. Reese Evans, 1-1 count. This pitch misses low, diving right at the plate, but coming in just above the plate.
Yeah, right now the Lady Panthers trying to find a rhythm again. Got thrown out of the rhythm a little bit because of that extended bottom half of the second inning.
A ball, 3 balls and a strike to Reese Evans. Bailey Slack is on deck with 1 away in the top of the 5th inning. And that is a walk. The first Lady Panther to reach base since the second inning.
Yeah, that was a really good at-bat by Reese Evans, making Schultz throw some pitches there instead of just chopping, and that paid off for her. Now she's on first, and let's see if the Lady Panthers can continue this and get something going. Tying run at the plate.
Bailey Slack hitting 9th today. The left-handed batter is in the box, ready to go. Home plate umpire gives the signal to Schultz, the pitcher, that she can throw, and she swings, bunts this ball right to the third baseman, who throws on to the second baseman, Frederick, for the out to retire Evans. Slack reaches on the fielder's choice.
Batting the third baseman, number 2, Jalen
2 away. Back to the top of the order, and Jalen Pritchard.
Again, Jalen's has been having a really good series. Been having a really good postseason, as a matter of fact.
Strike 1 to Pritchard. Comes in just above the thigh.
Lady Panthers had some late game heroics in the first game.
Camden Chandler tying the game in the 6th inning of game 1. This ball is low, gets away from the catcher. Going to second is Bailey Slack, and she is in scoring position with 2 outs on the pass ball. One count to Jalen Pritchard. Liberty looking to extend this inning. On deck is Macy Beam. Pritchard sends a chopper to short. The shortstop catches it, throws it on a line, and just in time to get Jalen Pritchard, and that'll do it for the Lady Panthers. That one was really close.
As tradition here at Ira Ford Field,
We'll head to the middle of the 5th inning. Liberty trails 4-2.
We are excited to honor the class of 2021. There are no restrictions on the number of guests that can attend, but please be mindful and practice social distancing. If you cannot attend, please join us on the LHS-AV live stream link found on the Liberty High School website. Let's celebrate these graduates and go Panthers!
Welcome back, Panther Nation. Liberty Panthers Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, producer Richard Ewing. Bottom of the 5th inning. Lady Panthers not able to get anything across in the top half of the inning. Still trailing 4-2. And the Lady Broncos trying to continue their run of momentum-changing plays. They look like they were ready to lay down and then roared back to life in the bottom of the 2nd inning. As it stands, neither team scoring for 2.5 innings.
Casey Schultz, the shortstop for Lake Belton, leads it off in the bottom of the 5th inning. 8 errors, the story of this game. 6 of those coming in the bottom of the 2nd inning, and 1 each in the 3rd and 4th. Schultz fouls this pitch into the screen.
It was the first and the second. Oh, you talking about errors?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was fiddling with this online scoreboard.
I'm trying to get in front of this fan. Casey bounces the 0-1 pitch in.
I've had to position myself in front of the computer to use my body as a heat shield.
Mom, I put sunscreen on the way up.
We can confirm that, yeah.
I don't know if it's going to do anything. Schultz swings and misses. Ball and 2 strikes. Another foul ball, this one getting further out and into the Ag parking lot.
Hey, Lady Panthers, really, when you look at the scoreboard, it's going to look a lot, or the scorebook, it'll look a lot worse than it actually has been. There's just been a couple of things that are uncharacteristic. I'll say that, uncharacteristic.
All 4 of Lake Belton's runs are unearned. Sharp one hit to Pritchard at 3rd, who picks it up, fires to Williamson at first for the first out of the inning. But Joe, they may not be earned, but they still count.
They still count. Ross, we've talked about this probably ad nauseum. Championship teams, you can count on that 6-3, the 5-3, and the 4-3 being routine. And right now, Lady Panthers struggling a little bit with that.
Madison Lux is the batter, and she sends the ball out into left field, freezing Macy Beam, who sticks her glove up and comes down with a catch. And 2 away.
Now batting the designated player, number 2, Elena Herrera.
Elena Herrera has reached on an error, come around to score, and reached on a fielder's choice in her 2 at-bats. 2 out, nobody on. And the first pitch to Herrera comes in above the belt. Maybe even about just above the stomach.
That's right.
The 1-0 pitch to Herrera, almost in the same place, missing. Oh, it is going to be called. This one was called a strike. And again, we apologize if our area, we're doing our best to see where these pitches are coming in, but the 1-1. A strike. No, they're going to call that a ball. The home plate umpire made like he was going to make the motion for the strike call. Herrera hitters count, 2 balls and a strike. Casey West starts, but backs out. The 2-1 pitch. Here's a strike. The count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lake Belton, freshmen and sophomores. 2-2 pitch. Herrera fouls this off of her left leg.
Yeah,
that'll sting.
Looked like she took that off the instep. She's going to have to walk that one off. Big cut by Herrera. That just came right off of the bottom end of the barrel, right back into her.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Herrera, the designated player, standing at the front of the batter's box and looks at ball 3. A full count. Angie DeLeon is on deck. Liner off the glove of Casey West. Reese Evans is able to get to it, but it just dies.
Yeah, that was a sharp comebacker to the pitcher, Casey West, and she's been battling that thumb injury on her non-throwing hand. She threw her glove out there, and it just tore the glove off of her hand.
So a base hit for Herrera.
And actually, probably nice that happened because that may have been able to get into the gap. Bishop wasn't far enough over to make a play on that one. That probably saved an extra base.
DeLeon comes up. He struck out and had a sacrifice bunt. Swings the bat up and down with her bright red batting gloves. Nike check mark on them. First pitch is high. A strike. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. If you're just joining us, Liberty scored in the first and second inning, a run each. Lake Belton put 4 runs up in the second inning, and they lead it 4-2. And the 1-1 pitch misses. Herrera hit a screamer right back at Casey West, tore the glove off of her hand, and is at first. Not much Casey West could do about that one.
No, she did the best that she could. They're going to have to make an appeal on that one. Oh.
It looked like she had broken the plane.
Yeah, that looked like she came around on that, and the first base umpire said no.
So DeLeon, 3-1 count, 2 outs. Herrera at first, she reached on a single. Frederick, the second baseman, and a very pesky hitter for the Lady Panthers, is on deck. And that pitch misses low, about chin high.
It's going to be another walk for Casey West. Going to put runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Lady Panthers need to get out of this inning.
Second baseman, number 8, Zakaya Frederick.
So Zakaya Frederick steps in. She has a single and a run scored, and she's popped out to Reese Evans at short. She had the game-winning RBI as Holly Smith as Holly Thomas throws that ball down to first. Going to third is Herrera. And the throw beat Herrera, but in and out of the glove of Jalen Pritchard.
Yeah, Pritchard had it. If she'd held on to it, that would have been an out.
Is safe. And moving into second is DeLeon. So Frederick has runners in scoring position, 2 outs. And she looks at a strike, no balls and 2 strikes.
Frederick was the linchpin offensively in the bottom of that second.
And swings and misses and bangs the bat against the turf, and that'll do it. A walk, a single, 2 left. On to the 6th. Liberty trails Lake Belton 4-2 on the Liberty Panthers Sports Network.
Coming to you this summer, the Liberty Athletics Department will host multiple sports camps focusing on skill development, as well as a summer-long power camp that will focus on general strength and conditioning. For more information, contact Athletic Director Chad Taylor, rctaylor@libertyisd.net, or Karen Slack, KE Slack@libertyisd.net. Bigger, stronger, faster, better. Go Panthers!
Welcome back, Panther Nation. Liberty Panthers Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, producer Richard Ewing. Top of the 6th inning here, Game 3, best of 3 in the Regional Championship Series. Lady Panthers trailing 2-4, and stepping up for the Lady Panthers, number 5, the left fielder, junior Macy Beam. And not to sound doom and gloom, Ross, I'm going to be a glass is half full kind of guy. The Lady Panthers have 6 outs to level this game, or it's season over. And we've seen them with some late game heroics before, and let's see if they've got some more of that. And really, they don't need heroics, as it were, just the simple things. And that's really been the story of this game so far, the simple things getting in the way of the Lady Panthers.
They also need to try to, if they can, extend this inning and make Schultz really work.
Yeah, that's something that they haven't been able to do consistently, is to make Schultz work.
Beam with her back foot on the batter's box. A swinging bunt. And, oh no, an error! As that ball was bunted right to DeLeon, who threw in time, but the throw was a little wide and bobbled by the first baseman, Jensen. The first mistake we've seen from Lake Belton.
That's right, the diamond giveth and the diamond taketh away. And that was perfect timing right there. Beam with her speed. And sometimes when you have somebody out of the corner of your eye flying in, it'll cause you to just move your eye just a little bit too soon. And that may have been what happened there. But again, the sun has dropped a little bit, and it is really brutal on the right-hand side of the diamond.
Casey West comes up. A line out and a strikeout. Macy Beam's going. The throw down is in time, and it will get Macy Beam.
That wasn't a super great throw, but it was a really great bounce to get into the shortstop's hands to catch Beam coming down.
Now 1 away. The pitch to West was a ball, but now nobody on.
It's one of those situations, don't want that to turn into a rally killer, Ross. Lady Panthers really need to put a run on in this inning.
Pitch to West misses away. 2 balls and no strikes. Michaela Berkland is on deck. Liberty trails Lake Belton 4-2. 2 runs for Liberty. 1 in the first and 1 in the second. 4 runs for Lake Belton in the second. With our headsets, Joe, at least we won't have to worry about sunburns.
Yeah, my ears should be nice and even colored. It's my face I'm worried about.
That was a strike to Casey West.
I'm just big enough that I may look like the Kool-Aid man when we're done with this.
Liberty fighting to stay alive. Down 4-2. 5 outs remain for Liberty to come back in this one. And a strike to Casey West that it evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Macy Beam reached on an error and was caught stealing for the first out of the 6th inning. Casey West has a 2-2 count. And she gets into this one, puts it in the gap, and it's going to get all the way to the wall, off the glove of Hoffman, and Casey West is into second.
That was a nice ball right there. It'd been nicer had there been a Lady Panther on base, but you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, as I tell my kids.
West will stay in the game to run.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 10, Michaela Berkland.
Michaela Berkland comes in with 1 out. West at second.
Berkland has had some big at-bats for the Lady Panthers. Be nice to get some of that going here. Again, don't have to score in this inning, but it'd sure be nice.
Schultz delivers the first pitch. It's in between the legs, into the outfield. Here comes West. She slides head first and is in safely. Into second is Michaela Berkland, and Liberty picks up the run on an RBI double.
And that's what we've come to expect from the seniors on this Liberty Lady Panther team. Big hits in big situations. Not too many bigger situations when you're facing the wall, as it were. Michaela Berkland lacing one up the middle and getting through the legs of the pitcher and scoring. Casey West from second. Berkland standing on second herself. 1 out, and more importantly, a crucial, much-needed run scored.
First run scored for Liberty since the second inning. It's their third overall, and they trail Lake Belton 4-3. Camden Chandler looking to keep the magic going with Michaela Berkland on second. And Chandler looks at the first pitch for a ball.
With less than 2 outs, Ross, a sharp base hit into the gap probably is able to score Berkland here. Even a deep fly ball might be able to do it, although these Lady Bronco arms in the outfield are pretty good.
Get the ball in quick. The 1-0 to Chandler. And Chandler fouls this one out of play and back towards the baseball field where a semifinal playoff game is being played.
Yeah, Camden Chandler with the solo blast in the 6th inning on Thursday that extended the game into extra innings for the Lady Panthers. That was also against the left-handed Schultz.
Lefty on lefty. The 1-1 pitch. Sends it high in the air into left field. The left fielder Hoffman comes on and catches that one for the second out of the inning, and Chandler is retired.
Now batting, the catcher, number 6, Holly Thomas.
Holly Thomas up to bat, and her first at bat, she had a laser to the outfield and then struck out trying to climb the stairs in her second at bat.
1 run in the 6th inning for Liberty. They trail Lake Belton 4-3 in the rubber game of this 3-game series. And Thomas hits this one off the handle, and it's going to slowly get into the outfield. Coming around to score is Michaela Berkland. She'll make it standing up. The game is tied now at 4.
Oh, that was big time from the freshman, Ross. Coming up big with that knock right through the middle. We said it a while ago. They don't have to press, Ross. They just need to play slow and steady. Again, just like game 1, late game heroics, pulling it back level, 4-4 with 2 outs. The freshman, the catcher, Holly Thomas, standing on first. Some big hits out of her, none perhaps bigger than that one right there.
And we'll have a pinch hitter for Kylie Bishop. It'll be Alex Wiley. Wiley getting it at bat in game 1, striking out. Getting encouragement from her teammates.
Right now we're moving into the bottom part of the order for the Lady Panthers. And you think bottom of the order easy out, but 1 through 9, the Lady Panthers are pretty good, Ross. Regional Championship, Game 3, the pivotal game. You called it the rubber game. And the winner of this match moves on to Austin next week for the state tournament. Both teams wanting to punch their ticket. We knew this was going to be a tense contest, and so far it's living up as advertised.
Alex Wiley comes up to face Schultz. 2 runs in for Liberty in the 6th. It tied it at 4. First pitch is high to Wiley for a ball. RBI single from Harley Thomas. She's at first. Wiley, straight up batting stance. Looks at a pitch just below the belt for a strike. Count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. Reese Evans is on deck. Wiley swings and fouls the 1-1 pitch into the screen, and there are now 2 strikes on Wiley.
Yeah, Wiley has not had a bunch of at-bats in this postseason run, but the one thing that she does possess is the long ball. If she can manage to get a hold of this, get it into the gap, extend this inning, the Lady Panthers in good position. But again, they did exactly what they needed to do, and that was to level the game.
The 1-2 pitch from Schultz misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Holly Thomas is at first. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it for Liberty in the 6th, but they tie it up with 2 runs. We head to the middle of the 6th inning. 4-4.
On Thursday, May 27th, the LHS Panther players, under the direction of junior Kennedy Mumfree, present Horton Foot's The Midnight Caller. Set in a boarding house on the coast of Texas, love and redemption sweep a young lady off her feet in this will she or won't she comedy. Joining the Panther players are special guests, LMS award winners Leighton Shellhammer and Kelsey Gillard. Tickets are $5 at the door.
Welcome back, Panther Nation. Liberty Panthers Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, producer Richard Ewing. Bottom of the 6th inning, Lady Panthers coming up roses in the top, scoring 2, bringing the game all level, 4-4. This is Game 3 in the best of 3 regional championship series. The winner of this game moving on to Austin next week for the right to battle for a state championship. The Elite 8 trying to punch their ticket. The Lady Panthers and Lake Belton Lady Broncos in a puncher's match right now, Ross.
It'll be Hannah Jensen, Haley Hoffman, and Autumn Holman. Due up.
So right now the key for the Lady Panthers, Ross, is to not make those simple mistakes that plagued them early on in this contest. When they play Lady Panthers softball, they are among the best in the region.
Just about ready to get the bottom of the 6th started. A run in each of the first 2 innings for Liberty and 2 in the 6th. Lake Belton has put 4 up in the 2nd. And the first pitch elevated by Casey West is swung and missed by Hannah Jensen. Jensen has reached twice, scored once, both times on errors. 8 errors for the Lady Panthers in this one. And a strike.
That was a nice pitch placement from West. Just getting the outside edge of that plate.
Going through water, Joe.
Well, that's not a town in Texas, is it? All right. Hey, you're sucking down water like a camel in the desert.
Jensen fouls that one off to stay alive. The count holds it, no balls and 2 strikes. leading it off for Lake Belton in the 6th. As she swings and misses at the Casey West changeup.
Yeah, that looked like a changeup coming on the outside. Holly Thomas pretty animated on that strikeout catch right there.
Looking at the sky, and there's patchy clouds. Not sure, can't tell which way the wind's moving, but there is a huge patch of clouds that's on its way towards the sun or away from it. I'm going to say it's on because we haven't gotten it yet. First pitch outside to Haley Hoffman.
Well, wherever it's going, Ross, I wish it would get over here and just camp right out on top of us. I am not interested in looking in the mirror to see what I look like right now.
Haley Hoffman fouls this pitch, evens the count at 1. Joe, you told me on Thursday to be sure and pick up some sunscreen.
I did indeed tell you that.
But I did not see you put any on.
No, I said pick up for you.
Oh, okay. Well, Katie will thank you. Slow chopper to Pritchard, who throws on to first, a little wide. Reagan Williamson, though, able to come down with it and put the tag on Hoffman. As that throw from Pritchard brought Reagan back towards home plate.
Yeah, that was a nice play, and that was a difference right there from the bottom of the second. Throw a little wide, Reagan able to come down with it, and she just stepped off and just tagged the runner out. That was that nice, simple thing that we've been looking for.
Autumn Holman swinging at the first pitch and sending it foul into the screen. She struck out, reached on an error, and grounded into a fielder's choice. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning, a tie game at 4. And a strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Holman. Swing and a miss, and Holman is set down swinging for the 7th strikeout for Casey West in game 3, and more importantly, Casey West's first 1-2-3 inning in quite a while. On to the 7th, tied at 4.
We are excited to honor the class of 2021. There are no restrictions on the number of guests that can attend, but please be mindful and practice social distancing. If you cannot attend, please join us on the LHS-AV live stream link found on the Liberty High School website. Let's celebrate these graduates and go Panthers!
Welcome back, Panther Nation. Liberty Panthers Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood on play-by-play. Producer Richard Ewing. Top of the 7th, all tied up at 4. It's been a back-and-forth affair so far. Both teams having the ability to have Mr. Momentum in their dugout right now. It seems like he's standing somewhere in the middle. Lady Panthers trying to get something going here, able to put 2 across in the last inning. Reese Evans, Bailey Slack, Jalen Pritchard up 8-9-1 for the Lady Panthers. And Reese Evans has had some good at-bats in this game. Bailey Slack has had some good at-bats in this series.
A single and a walk, RBI single for Reese Evans. In the 2nd inning, Evans, Slack, and Pritchard do up for the Lady Panthers on the top half of the 7th.
What you're hearing right now is the great crowd that is on hand tonight, Ross, or this afternoon rather.
Benisha Bendeley, the LHS principal, waving the gold Liberty Panther flag in front of the stand as Evans bounces this one.
Reese Evans trying to beat out a bunt. Almost did it, almost able to pull the first baseman off the bag. Great play by the Lady Bronco defense.
A 1-3 put out, I apologize, I could not see that. The flag in the way, 1 away in the 7th, and Bailey Slack stands in. Slack is grounded to the shortstop and bounced into a fielder's choice in her 2 at-bats. Swing and a miss.
We talked about this a while ago, Ross. They don't need to press. They need to just play nice and easy softball.
One away in the seventh. Tie game at 4. Bailey Slack. 0-1 count. And looks at a strike.
Umpire liking the late break on that particular pitch.
No balls and 2 strikes. Schultz drops the rosin bag. And the 0-2 pitch is high and outside. One ball and 2 strikes.
Slack able to pull the bat back as she was coming out of the box to slap that wisely.
And she makes contact with this down the first baseline. The first baseman, Jensen, picks it up and puts the tag on Slack for the second out, and Liberty.
2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Leadoff hitter Jalen Pritchard back into the batter's box. If there was anyone in this lineup that I would want to be up right now in this situation, Ross, Pritchard is the one.
She's doubled and scored in the first inning. Popped out to the shortstop and bounced out to the shortstop. Comes up with nobody on it, 2 away in a tie game. Top of the 7th inning. And Pritchard looks at a strike. In a tie game, Joe, you never know if Pritchard, a senior, is batting for the last time.
That is so true.
That pitch misses to even the count at 1. Macy Beam is on deck. She would hit next. A ball. 2 balls and a strike to the senior third baseman. Headed to Eastern Illinois next year. Richards takes a big cut and comes up empty. Maybe got a piece of that one.
I think she got a little bit of it.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning in a tie game. Liberty scoring a run each in the first and second inning, 2 runs in the 6th. Lake Belton scoring 4 in the second inning. Swing and a miss. The throw down to first gets away as Pritchard runs down to first. So a strikeout, but she will be on base as Schimmelberger.
That's right. She threw down there. First baseman not able to come up with that, and because the base was open, she's able to take that. And even though that's going to be recorded as a strikeout, still alive.
So after that, there's going to be a little bit of a conference in the circle where these Lake Belton girls, the infield, try to calm each other down.
That's a really heads-up play by the senior to get down there and extend this. Sometimes you forget about that when you're in the batter's box, especially if you take a cut at something and you miss. The tendency sometimes is just to be frustrated that you missed the ball. Instead of that, she went ahead and did the savvy thing and ran down there, forcing the catcher to make the throw.
Let's go Liberty and let's go Lake Belton cheers. As Macy Beam comes up, she's popped out to the pitcher, struck out and reached on an error, and she takes strike 1. Jalen Pritchard on first. She struck out, but reached on a drop ball by the catcher. And the pitch to Beam. A ball. Beam, a junior. The 1-1 pitch to Beam. Misses a close pitch. Beam laying off of that one.
Yeah, the break on that particular pitch was a little too late for the umpire's liking.
The 2-1 pitch misses, and it's 3 balls and a strike to Beam.
That's what we like to see right here. Beam, the batter, really making Schultz work for it, not just throwing her bat out there just to throw it out there.
The third baseman, DeLeon, going into the circle to give encouragement to our pitcher, Schultz. Beam swings and sends a pop into shallow center field. The center fielder is on for it, secures the catch, and that'll do it for Liberty. No runs, no hits, 1 left. Bottom of the 7th inning, tie game.
It's going to take guts to make the 200-mile trip from Liberty to Austin. Along the way are 5 rounds of grueling playoff softball. Lose, and you go home. Once you get there, another 2 until you're the last one standing. Will it be the Lady Panthers? Time to find out.
Welcome back, Panther Nation. Liberty Panthers Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood on play-by-play. Producer Richard Ewing. The crowd is electric here in Game 3 of the Regional Championship Series. Lake Belton with a game winner in the first game. Lady Panthers coming back to take game number 2. Right now all knotted up at 4 in the late part of this game, bottom of the 7th. Lady Panthers facing the heart of the Lady Bronco order, Ross.
It'll be Shelby Schultz, Casey Schultz, and Madison Luck that are due up.
And it's as loud as we've heard it here in this facility here in Navasota. A great facility for softball and for baseball. Turf everywhere, 200 all the way around. The wind's starting to pick up. The clouds are starting to come in. And a little respite from the heat, finally, after several hours of being here, Ross.
I didn't even notice. It's still so hot.
Schultz and Lux up for the Lady Broncos, 2-3-4.
The Village people keeping the crowd entertained in between innings, and Schultz swings at the first pitch from Casey West. The 0-1 pitch misses low for a ball.
Yeah, he didn't like that downstairs.
Just below the knees.
Yeah, just below the knees. That was a good call.
That pitch misses outside. 2 balls and a strike to the pitcher for Lake Belton.
And Lady Broncos may be young, but they have been pretty disciplined at the plate.
The 2-1 pitch. Bounced foul to the on-deck circle. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Liberty scored a run in the first and second, and 2 runs in the sixth. Lake Belton with 4 runs in the second. Swing and a miss. 8th strikeout for Casey West.
That was a nice strikeout. Got her to chase upstairs.
Now batting the shortstop, number 9, Casey Schultz.
Schultz hit into a 4-3 in the first inning, struck out in the second inning, and then hit into a 5-3 in the 5th inning.
The first pitch is swung and missed by Schultz. Schultz and Luck sounds like a law firm.
You know, I was thinking that earlier.
balls and a strike. This pitch is rocketed on a line right to Kylie Bishop.
Hello, young lady.
Schultz could not have hit that ball harder.
Oh, that was a rocket shot off the barrel of the bat, and Bishop hardly had any time to react other than to put her glove out there. The very sure-handed second baseman for the Lady Panthers coming up with a great play there.
2 outs, Madison Lux. Fouls the first pitch into the screen.
Lux, the true lefty for the Lady Broncos, playing in right field, had a pretty good afternoon defensively.
The 0-1 pitch rolls in for a ball.
Casey trying to come back with a changeup, and that just slipped out of her hands a little too early.
The 1-1 pitch misses outside for a ball, 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning in a tie game. In a game that decides who goes to the state tournament in Austin. You can cut the tension with a knife. Lux swings at that one but comes up empty.
Yeah, that was a big cut right there. Casey got her to chase outside and upstairs. It's a good location for Casey.
The 2-2 pitch from Casey. Staying alive as Lux, fouling this one out of play and back towards the baseball field just beyond the Lake Belton stands on the third base side. Liberty two-two pitch. Hart hit sharply to Evans at short, gets it, sets her feet, throws on to Williamson, and that will do it for Lake Belton. In the 7th, on to the 8th, extra innings, just like game 1. Liberty and Lake Belton tied at 4.
Established in 2007, the Liberty ISD Education Foundation is an independent, nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to enhance the educational experiences of Liberty Public Schools by fostering community support above and beyond what is provided by the district's normal operating budget. The board of directors consists of residents, retired educators, and business people whose commitment to public education in Liberty is strong and in the best interest of every child in the school system. The mission of the Liberty ISD Education Foundation is to help Liberty ISD enrich, maintain, and expand programs needed to ensure that each student reaches his or her full potential. The Liberty ISD Education Foundation believes that investing in our students today will return excellent leadership tomorrow.
Welcome back, Panther Nation. Liberty Panthers Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood, producer Richard Ewing. It is extra innings time, and why wouldn't it be, Ross? Regional Championship Series, Lake Belton winning Game 1, Lady Panthers winning Game 2 to force the Game 3. Doubleheader today, and right now the Lady Panthers are bringing up 3, 4, 5. No better part of the lineup than right now for the Lady Panthers, and Lake Belton trying to survive this portion so they can get back to bat.
Lake Belton, the home team. A coin toss before Game 3. Lake Belton winning the toss and electing to be the home team. They get the last at bat. Benicia Benderly, the high school principal, waving the Big Panther flag again as Casey West stands in the box. She swings at the first pitch and sends it high and foul. Out of play.
And Miss Benderly doing a pretty darn good job of being a cheerleader down there. The Hawaiian-clad student section in full force right now, pumping up the Lady Panther batters.
Down at the very bottom, looking back up at Liberty, getting the fans West fouls this one straight back into the screen. No balls and 2 strikes to the senior pitcher.
Yeah, Casey West went to the right fielder in her first at bat, struck out looking in the 3rd, and then hit a great double in the 6th.
Liberty and Lake Belton going to 8 innings in Thursday's game. West fouls this one off and out of play into the bullpen down the left field line, right field line. It's a mirage, Joe.
Casey West has done a real good job both in the circle and at the plate throughout this playoff run.
Through her career as a Lady Panther, going to Baylor next year.
Well, if we're being honest, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Good to see some young kids out. West goes upstairs and puts this ball into left center field. She's going to try to stretch it out for a double. She's in safely.
I got to tell you, Ross, I have been really impressed with the outfielders of Lake Belton. They have some arms and some things that normally have scored for us, not.
No, and Holman, the center fielder, did a great job cutting that ball off, preventing it. It looked like off the bat it was going to get into the gap.
Casey West with a huge leadoff double in scoring position now for her fellow senior center fielder, Michaela Birkland.
Birkland doubled and picked up an RBI in her last at bat. Looks at the first pitch from Schultz high. These players are even warmer than we are as this synthetic turf gets 10 to 20 degrees, if not more, warmer than natural grass. The 1-0 pitch from Schultz is a ball. The umpire originally held up 2 fingers, but he did not make the strike signal, correcting that. 2 balls and no strikes.
If you're online with us, we appreciate your support throughout this playoff run, this series run. Stay with us throughout the continuation of this game.
The pitch from Schultz to Birkland bounces in. A good job by the catcher to get out in front of that one to keep Casey West at second.
Lady Broncos facing a 3-0 count here. Senior Michaela Birkland making the pitcher Schultz go to work here. Turned in a attendance of 1,048 for Lake Belton versus the 600 or so for the Lady Panthers, and now the coach for the Lady Broncos coming out to the center circle to have a chat with his pitcher.
Yeah, and this is a smart move by the Lake Belton head coach.
Want to get the nerves under control here.
His pitcher Schultz giving up a leadoff double, and now in a 3-0 count to Michaela Birkland. Probably also a little bit of strategy about what to do.
Yeah. The Lady Broncos of Lake Belton, not having been in a situation like this beforehand, until you've been in this sort of situation, this is unknown territory.
Michaela Birkland, 3 balls and no strikes. Casey West led the inning off with a double. She stands at second base. And a strike.
That was a good move right there by the senior. Yeah, this was a good move. Forcing Schultz to show that she can put it across. And now she probably will have the green light to go.
They're going outside, and a strike.
That was a late call there. Wanted to take a think about that one. It was a pretty good call. Looks like that caught the outside of the edge.
So Schultz fell down in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. She's come back into the count. A full count, Casey West on second, nobody out in the top of the 8th inning. Birkland serves this one out into foul territory down the left field line.
That was a good That was a good cut right there. Getting a bat on the ball to stay alive. Full count. No outs. 4-4. Go-ahead run at second. Casey West with a leadoff double. Senior Michaela Berkland at the plate.
Berkland ready for the 3-2 from Schultz. Here it is, and Berkland sends it high and deep into left. Right. Tagging is Casey West, who will come in. De Leon will make it to third. Casey West. De Leon wisely coming out in front to catch that ball in the air as that ball was dying.
And once again, another great throw from the outfield of Lake Belton. Lux, the right fielder, with a bullet over to De Leon at third. And Michaela Berkland, the senior, did exactly what she needed to do. She moved the runner down to third. 1 out. Camden Chandler, the freshman, who has come up roses in this series, at bat now. And she had some late game heroics in game 1 to level with the home run. She doesn't need a home run here, just needs to let her bat do her talking.
In game 3, Chandler has flown out to left field, bounced out to the third baseman, and flown out to left field. The left-handed batter has been working on going the other way. Holly Thomas is on deck, 1 away. Casey West on third. Chandler swings and fouls the first pitch high and over the screen behind home plate.
And Chandler just needs to put something deep in the outfield. West has some speed. I know she said a couple of times that she's not that fast, but she's really being too kind.
No balls and a strike. 4-4 game, top of the 8th inning. And this pitch sails over the catcher, but comes right back to her, and wisely Casey West holds up at third. She would have been out coming home.
My heart jumped into my throat on that one. That was a fortuitous pounce for the Lady Broncos. That hit just perfectly coming back to Shimba Bakara, and she has shown that she's good back there on pass balls.
The 1-1 pitch is sent high and foul. The third baseman giving charge and goes into the fence, but does not come up with it, and she is now down as all the coaches.
They're going to have to take a look at that. She was
racing.
arranging over there to pick this up, and she didn't see the fence, and she took a hard knock right into the fence. And that may have done more than just knock the wind out of her. She's getting back up. She looks like she's going to be okay. They're going to give her a second here, Ross.
Absolutely. As the coaches came pouring out of the dugout for Lake Belton, Karen Slack in the third base coach's box got over there, and I think she almost made it there.
Yeah, she almost made a great play to take that foul ball. I think at the last second she saw the fence and pulled her glove back.
So De Leon getting a few minutes.
Yeah, Chandler kind of fortunate right there.
That ball was shallow and probably would not have allowed Casey West to score.
Now the gamer in me, Ross, would be thinking to hit a shot right back at her now that she's had that.
She has been a very, very tough defensive third baseman.
She really has been.
This defense for Lake Belton has been very good.
Yes, they have been.
The 1-2 pitch. Swung and sent high into the air, into foul territory, and it is out of the glove of the left fielder, Hoffman.
Camden is living a charmed life right there. That looked like she was going to get that, and to be honest, probably best that she didn't come up with that, because West would have been able to easily tag up and score there with the way Hoffman, the left fielder, was having to range out to her right.
The tension is higher than the humidity, if that's possible.
Chandler doing the best that she can to get this ball and play deep.
She bounces this one, coming in to charge it and not getting it. And coming in to score, as it gets past the first baseman, Jensen, is Casey West.
Oh, Camden Chandler had a nice little look there. The pitcher wasn't able to come up with it, or the first baseman rather.
Second baseman,
Frederick was backing up, and she grabbed the ball and tagged
was able to
base.
put her glove on the base. So now 2 outs for Holly Thomas, nobody on. Liberty with a 5-4 lead. Top of the 8th inning.
Freshman coming up big, doing her job at the plate.
The first pitch to Holly Thomas is a ball. That is a 4 unassisted. And Frederick has been just
She's been all over the place, Ross. She's been I would call her the MVP probably defensively of this team.
Holly Thomas bounces this one up the middle and she reaches with a single.
Well, Holly Thomas started really slow offensively in this series, and she's been doing some damage as of late.
3 hits in this game. Kylie Bishop comes up with 2 outs and 1 on.
Yeah, Thomas almost non-existent in game 1 and 2. 3 big hits, not just hits, just 3 big hits in this game.
Infield for Lake Belton is gone into the circle and giving some encouragement to Jensen and Schultz. Jensen, the first baseman, almost came up with that one.
Almost.
And she was charging it. 5-4 Liberty. And the first pitch to Bishop.
Be low and outside for ball 1. Both teams have really been good. They've made this a really exciting series, Ross, no matter the outcome.
The 1-0 pitch missing high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Reese Evans on deck. She would hit next if Bishop is able to reach. De Leon going out to the circle very quickly to get some encouragement to Schultz. And Schultz drops that rosin back. And the 2-0 pitch misses low. 3 balls and a strike. Holly Thomas is on first. Casey West led off the inning with a double. She moved to third on a sacrifice fly by Michaela Berkland. And on a ground out by Camden Chandler scored.
Callie Bishop doing her best to make Schultz give her something, being very patient at the plate.
And the 3-0 pitch misses high. A walk to Kylie Bishop.
That'll put 2 on the bags.
Only the second walk of the day for Shelby Schultz, her catcher going out. Reese Evans stepping into the plate. Evans, an RBI single in the second, a walk in the 5th, and a bounce out to Schultz in the circle.
Interesting situation for the Lady Panthers, trying to add some cushion to this lead here as Lake Belton has proven that they're scrappy. They may be freshman and sophomore, but they are scrappy.
They didn't make it to the regional championship game series by accident.
That is truth. Hashtag truth.
Reese Evans looks at a strike for the first pitch. A nice pitch by Schultz.
That was a really wonderful pitch. I've been impressed with Schultz. She doesn't throw very hard, but she's been pretty calm under pressure. She's been finding her locations.
Very hard.
And her defense has played really well behind her.
The 0-1. Evans sends it on the ground past the diving home and nobody covering on first. Holly Thomas is at third. And the bases are loaded for Bailey Slack. Nobody covering first on that one.
Well, Frederick came over. She thought that was going to get through the hole, and so she dove to pick up Jensen, and Jensen was able to come up with that stop, and because of that, no one on the bag. Now bases are loaded, 2 outs, and there's a conference down with the umpires. I'm wondering if they're going to talk about third base real quick, because I'm afraid that, who's on third base right now, Ross?
That is Holly Thomas.
Holly Thomas. I was afraid that she had pulled her hand off before he called time, and DeLeon was right there with her glove. That was not the case.
Bases are loaded. Bailey Slack stands in. Bailey bounced out to the shortstop, grounded into a fielder's choice, and grounded out to the first baseman. Liberty's got 1 run in, lead at 5-4. Bailey swinging at the first pitch, popping it up, and caught in foul territory. A great catch by the Lake Belton catcher, and that will end it. Lady Panthers take the lead with 1 run, leave the bases loaded on to the bottom of the 8th inning. 5-4 Liberty.
It's going to take guts to make the 200-mile trip from Liberty to Austin. Along the way are 5 rounds of grueling playoff softball. Lose, and you go home. Once you get there, another 2 until you're the last one standing. Will it be the Lady Panthers? Time to find out. Welcome to this
Welcome back, Panther Nation. Liberty Panthers Sports Network. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood on play-by-play. Producer Richard Ewing. It is the bottom of the 8th inning here in Game 3. The must-win game, win or go home. The winner headed to the state tournament next week in Austin. And the Lady Panthers taking a 1-run lead in the top of the 8th. 3 outs away from ending this series in an improbable comeback after committing 9 errors. A lot of them in the bottom of the 2nd inning. It looked like the game was over. 6 innings in the bottom of the 2nd.
6 errors in the bottom of the 2nd.
Yeah, I said innings. 6 errors. And here we are now with the Lady Panthers hanging on to a 1-run lead, facing the 5, 6, and 7 hitters who have been pretty dangerous for Lake Belton.
Don't let this fool you. Lake Belton is stout 1 through 9 in the order.
They are very good. I expect to see them do some good stuff, and all probability on the next realignment they're probably going to level up to 5 or 6A. They have an enrollment of 1,048, and the top end of 4A is around 1,200.
And that's with only sophomores and freshmen.
With only 2 classes.
Elena Herrera stands in at the first pitch. A strike as she turns out of the way of that one, but catches that inside corner. The 0-1 pitch misses inside to even the count at 1. Liberty scored a run in the first, a run in the second, 2 runs in the 6th, and a run in the 8th. Lake Belton with their 4 runs in the 2nd inning. This one's swibbed foul.
On Thursday, the Lady Broncos able to snake the Lady Panthers in the 8th inning to take that 3-2 victory. It'd be nice to turn the tables, Ross.
Liberty was the home team in Game 1. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 looking, and Herrera is set down for the first out.
Out number 1, 2 outs away from a regional championship. Don't want to put the cart before the horse, but the Lady Panthers 2 outs away from completing what looked to be like an improbable comeback after the first 2 innings.
DeLeon and Frederick. DeLeon stands in. Strikeout looking, a sacrifice bunt, and a walk. And she sends this one to Pritchard at third, who fires to Williamson for the second out.
2 outs away, Ross Norwood. 2 outs away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Or rather, 2 outs and 1 out away. English, I'm excited, Ross. I'm excited. Again, don't want to put the cart before the horse. This game is far from over.
Zakara Frederick.
She has been a thorn in the side of the Lady Panthers for 3 games now.
And she lines this one to Evans, who throws the first, and that'll do it! Lady Panthers win! Regional champions is going to Austin!
Going to Austin, Ross. Lady Panthers win! Regional champions! Region 3, the improbable comeback, Ross Norwood. It looked like they were done and dusted after 2 innings. Down 4-2, they battled back, and here we are, going to Austin!
If you had plans next weekend, cancel them. A gutsy performance. Liberty committing 8 errors in this game and coming from behind.
Ross Norwood, my heart is pumping. Again, we talked about this. How many times has a team overcome? How many errors did we have?
8 errors.
8 errors. How many times does a team overcome 8 errors?
You might be able to do it early in the season against an opponent, but this Lake Belton team, they played a fantastic series. And it is very odd, not odd, but a little crazy, that Liberty lost by 1 run, 3-2 in game 1, with Lake Belton scoring 1 run as the visitor in the 8th inning. Liberty, the visitor in game 3, scoring 1 run in the top of the 8th inning.
Ross, give all credit to the Lake Belton Lady Broncos. They played a heck of a game, and the sky's the limit for them. They are young freshmen and sophomores. You haven't heard the last of them.
No, loaded, and a coach that is able to really work with them and teach them. Somebody that's been around for a long time, 300 wins and 13 seasons at Belton High School.
Ross, my emotions are running so high, man. I want to cry. This has been an amazing ride so far, and Ross Norwood, it is not over yet. Lady Panthers headed to Austin next week.
Game 1. Well,
there's only one. It's 1 and 1, or you're done.
Thursday in Austin. We'll have a game time for you soon.
And we'll have the opponent pretty soon as well. All the regions trying to wrap up. Again, the Lady Panthers punching their ticket. Liberty Panthers Sports Network, Joe Roberts.
You're good. The flag coming by.
Play-by-play producer Richard Ewing, Navasota, Texas. Lady Rattler Field, Ross.
The spirit by the fans, the parents, the fans that are just here because they're fans of the Lady Panthers and Liberty High School, and the staff of Liberty High School. What a job head coach Karen Slack, Joe Slack, Catherine McAdams have done. I want to thank you, Joe, and I want to thank Richard Ewing for making this possible. And I want to thank, most importantly, our listeners and viewers throughout the year.
No doubt we couldn't do anything without you guys. Thanks for staying with us, and you're going to get to stay with us again. We're headed to Austin. Lady Panthers, the Region 3 champions. Region 3 champions, Lady Panthers winning Game 3, 5-4. 5-4. Again, the state semifinals on Thursday, and Liberty Panthers Sports Network. We'll see you next time.
We got checked from home. Like, it changed my perspective on how I view things. Like, simplest things that we have here is like their prize over there, and so never take anything for granted. That's really what it taught me. Always be grateful for what you have.
At Lady Panther Diamond, where the journey to the regional finals began, I had the opportunity to sit down with the 3 Lady Panther seniors who have been instrumental in the success of this team.
My parents. My dad's the one who got me into softball, and my mom's been there pushing me through.
My parents. And it's probably like the basic answer, but my mom started me, and my dad's pretty much made me the hitter that I am today, and my mom's just been my biggest cheerleader since I was 7.
My parents and definitely like the haters. The haters push me to keep working, but my parents, because they've taught me that it's a game. Go out there and have fun. Don't let it define who you are as a person. Just go out there and have fun, because in the end, it doesn't define who you are.
Jalen and Casey for sure. We've been together since the beginning, even before high school. We played on softball teams together. It's going to be different splitting up, and just the fact that it's fun playing high school and it's not stressful.
Definitely the people I play with. Coach Slack, she's taught me a lot of stuff. I mean, she's seen me at my worst, she's seen me at my best, and I've just been with her for 4 years, and so it's hard to remember that. All the memories we've made.
The friendships and like the family. These girls this year, mainly the girls and the friends that I've made, it's just going to be really difficult for me to leave this experience. Have the family I have today with them, it's going to be really hard for me because Mick, my best friend, the center fielder that you just talked to, I was really shy, and then I met Mick, and I don't know. It's just really hard leaving them and her. Winning state, it was crazy because our little story. The 7th inning, I asked Bailey Chandler, which was our shortstop. My favorite thing was when I asked her, I said, "Hey, how many outs do we have?" And we had 2 at the time. And then Casey struck out the batter, and I was like, "Do we hit? Like, what's going on?" She was like, "We just won!" And I was like, "What? The ball game is over?" She was like, "Yeah," and that was just my favorite thing. That's just very memorable for me. I tell everyone about that because, I'm in the infield and we have 2 outs and I have no idea how many outs there were, and I'm just like, just playing. Because I didn't even know. Like, honestly, after our 5th round, since we were just being freshmen, we were just playing softball. It was our 5th round, and I asked my dad for the game, "Where's our next round at?" He was like, "You're going to state." And I was like, "Oh, wow, like, this is it?" So those are my favorite memories of softball.
Winning the state championship, it was pretty crazy, honestly. Wouldn't expect that as a freshman to come and win the state championship, but it was definitely rewarding.
Definitely winning the state tournament freshman year. I remember going into it, and then I'm like, this doesn't seem real. I remember everybody asking me, like, does it feel real? I'm like, no, not really. They're like, we're making history. And I'm just like, it's just another game to us. And then I remember winning state, and I was like, when's our next game? Like, when are we playing again? And then, like, it's over. And I'm just like, wow. And so, just going to state and winning with my team, making history. I have a funny story about my mom. My mom's always been one of my biggest supporters. She's always there no matter what. Me and my dad had flown to Florida to play a softball tournament. My mom couldn't go because she was watching my brother do something. And me and my dad had flown from Florida to go to Colorado to play another tournament. And my mom drove 18 hours by herself with my dog to come up there just to watch me. I was like, you're crazy, man. And she's like, I wouldn't miss it for the world. And that just goes to show how much she supports me. She goes above and beyond.
On the Panthers Spotlight, Ross Norwood, Liberty Panther Sports Network.
It's going to take guts to make the 200-mile trip from Liberty to Austin. Along the way are 5 rounds of grueling playoff softball. Lose, and you go home. Once you get there, another 2 until you're the last one standing. Will it be the Lady Panthers? Time to find out. Welcome to this Liberty Panther Sports Network live stream event. Joe Roberts, Ross Norwood on play-by-play, producer Richard Ewing. It's game day with Liberty Panther softball. Let's get it.